What's up, guys? Mike here with King of Avalon Follower, doing a video at the request of one of our viewers. A few people actually have asked me about my thoughts for having, maintaining, organizing a successful alliance. So first off, the disclaimer, I have never been the leader of an alliance. Now, I do spend a lot of time answering questions for people. I do spend a lot of time organizing attacks, organizing and assisting to organize things like the portal, counterattacks or defensive strategies, and I have organized countless barbarian rallies and different things like that. As far as starting an alliance, I did not ever start any of the alliances that I've been in. I have been in R4 in every alliance I've been in except for my most recent one, which I only just recently joined. So I get that out of the way just so you know where I'm coming from. As far as an alliance, I think probably the most important thing that you can have is personnel. Obviously, that kind of goes without saying. You need people to have an alliance, but not just any people. You're going to want people who are more consistently online than not. People who are consistently putting in the time and effort to grow and to increase their stronghold level and their lord level. People who are willing to rally together. Ideally, people who are willing to work together as a team, not only to defend but also to attack, depending on how far along your server is and what level you are. So ultimately, you're going to want people that are active, relatively competent. Obviously, friendly is better than not. And the other thing you might want to take into consideration is that you're on at the same times, or even language barriers. For a long time, my old alliance, TLF, we had a number of French players in our alliance. And while we loved having them there and we never would have kicked them out, it was difficult playing with people who didn't understand us very well. So that's something to keep in mind. So personnel is probably first. Second, what you're going to want to take into consideration is placement. How you organize and structure your alliance. So real quick, let's take a look at my alliance, PXR. Most people would think, being that the Alliance Fortress is the first building that you build, you should organize around it. That's actually not correct. What you should do is build that Alliance Fortress at one end of your base, kind of where this hospital is, and then extend the boundaries of your base using these Alliance Towers. What you want to organize around is the Alliance Portal. The Alliance Portal is far more important to organize around because when you're attacking the portal, what's going to end up happening is you're going to want to have your strongest players with the largest hall of war or the greatest rallying capacity packed in around this portal. When you attack the portal monster, you lose all of your speed buffs as far as marching goes. So your march is very slow. So that's why you only want these guys like Conquest, Axtemouth, Kai, Castile, Archimond, and Princess Tatiana launching the rallies. You don't want someone like Pepsi over here launching a rally, because that's going to turn a 20-second walk into a minute-and-a-half walk, which, if you've watched my videos on the portal, sometimes every second counts. So you build your fortress at one end, you put your portal right smack dab in the middle of your alliance, and then you kind of build out around there. Obviously, you want to throw other buildings as far out, your iron mine or your resource building, your hospital, dragon altar, all those things a little further out towards the fringe of your alliance. The other thing to keep in mind when doing placement, natural geographical boundaries like mountains or even lakesides. These can be used to put the back of your alliance up against something so people can't port in right directly behind you. But you also want to make sure that you're leaving enough room so that the majority of the strength of your alliance can get in and around the portal. The next thing you're going to want to do, I know in my old alliance we had a guy named Durong. He's still a good friend of mine, good player. He was kind of our ambassador. So not only do you have your alliance, but you're going to want to figure out how to get along with other alliances. Not necessarily all of them, but if you're a lower level alliance, which I have spent the majority of my time in this game out of a top 10 alliance, or maybe in a top 9 position, like ranked 7th or 8th. So there's a lot of people out there who could totally wipe us out. You're going to want 1 or 2 people who are really good ambassadors and can work out non-aggression pacts or a straight up alliance with another alliance. That way you can have someone to call on when you're being attacked if you're a smaller alliance, or you can not have to worry about being attacked from certain people. And there's all different ways you can work out these non-aggression pacts. Obviously, sometimes people are just willing to just say, hey, you know what, you're a weaker alliance, we're not going to hit you, and it can be as simple as that. I understand a lot of times in these games, the top alliances just farm the smaller alliances, and it's really difficult. So if you can message a stronger alliance and work out even a deal, a lot of people will create a small, farm with no troops on it, and essentially they'll just feed that farm. They'll give the farm, resources. And some people use that as an ability to level up players in their own alliance, or some people use it as a payment method. Hey, this top alliance on our server says that they will protect us and keep us safe from other alliances, but we just got to donate $1 million or 2 million iron or something to a farm account that they can come in and burn once a week. And that's a really good offer. You can make a stronger alliance and say, hey, we're willing to donate to you for protection while you guys continue to grow. That's something I recommend. After that, probably donations. You're going to want to focus on having people who donate into the alliance. So you go to your alliance tab, hit the donations button. Okay. Right now, I'm in a farm alliance specifically, so I can donate. Our main alliance is completely maxed out on tech. There's nowhere left to donate to, so we have to do our donations here on this mini farm so that we can actually continue to donate and continue to get alliance honor points. So having people that are willing to donate, you're going to want to level up your alliance's abilities. It will increase your max number of players, your max rally capacity, your attack, your defense. Donations are key. So having someone managing that is going to be really important. And then lastly, as I mentioned, you're going to want people who are relatively smart and competent when it comes to things like barbarian camps and portal rallies. You get a lot of good rewards from the portal. Doing that as frequently as possible is really going to be paramount to the success of your alliance. So ultimately, it kind of comes down to some basic, simple things. I know this video may seem a little bit, I don't know the proper word for it, but common sense, obvious. You're really looking at good personnel, good placement of your alliance buildings and people within your alliance, working out allies and working out non-aggression pacts, donating like crazy, and then doing the portal properly. The only other thing I would maybe throw on as a little additive would be the alliance event. When that happens, which is actually going on in our kingdom right now, making sure everybody comes together and works to get ranked as high as you can. You get great rewards from that. Ultimately, these are my thoughts on building an alliance and having a successful alliance. Kind of straightforward and maybe even a little easier said than done. The hardest part probably is just getting your feet off the ground, getting those first 10 players, 15 players to join you. How to go about doing that? It's a little difficult. If you're on a brand new server and you're just starting out, maybe not quite so hard to get a few other new players all together. But if you're already on a well-established server, it can be difficult. One of the best things you could do if you were interested in starting out an alliance on an already well-established server would be to approach a bigger alliance, ask to be in one of their farm alliances, and maybe take control of that. Organize people in that farm alliance, get people in and out of that farm alliance, help some of those people level with the goal of maybe getting into the bigger alliance at some point. That's one good way to kind of start building relationships and getting acquainted with other players and other important players. And maybe a little on further down the road, when you're stronger, you can venture out on your own, or most likely you'll end up being taken into the fold of that larger alliance. So let me know what you think. If you got any other thoughts, leave them down in the comment section. Thanks always for watching, guys. The support I get for these videos is amazing. I really appreciate that, and we'll get you next time. Thanks.